Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Optimism rather. It's not a transformer. And we're going to see best practice, big picture, what happened and where we're at right now. We kind of went into a reverse price discovery to the downside yesterday and kind of recovering today as well. So we'll look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, love teaching people to trade, hope you can learn something here today. My goal and my passion is to help you become a better trader. Simply put, I like making people better, and why not improve your quality of life with trading? This is my full-time job, and it's really an awesome lifestyle. I can tell you that. So taking a look, of course, one last thing, I'm sorry, if you're new to the channel, definitely check out my trading community, academy, and signal group. I have a link in the description below for CryptoCache.tech. If you want to become a better trader, kind of join over 200 current active members, and just kind of learn how to become not only a better trader, but more important, I provide signals for every single trade that I take so you can learn how to structure your trades effectively, because you always have to be dynamic in this environment and you can't just be stagnant. So again, just something to kind of think about. Check that out, link description below. So one last thing to note here, of course, with Optimus before we move on, we lost support level here at $1.05. So 105 is effectively no longer a support, likely going to be considered a resistance based on that being the lowest point in which the price would go three out of the 7 days, and now it's down below. So we're going to go ahead and draw out basically a trend line here so we can kind of see, and we can expect that to be a resistance level moving forward. Okay. We'll also draw some Fibonacci retracement levels, but generally speaking, not much data again on this coin. Less than 10 days in, our RSI is a 14-day time frame, as well as the MACDs, a 12 and a 26. So we're not going to get a lot of information on the daily. So we kind of have to keep it on a lower time frame. So we're going to look at the 4-hour time frame, kind of identify. And we can see here, of course, with this lowest point as well, which we'll draw this out here. We can kind of see that obviously the price was unwilling to come back lower than that. So you see the price wicked down all the way to about 70 cents. Had a tremendous amount of volume to follow that. That was, I guess, later last night. And here we are seeing the price kind of plateau and go sideways. So again, not terrible, not great. I would say if this is a coin that you're looking into, perhaps dollar cost average a little bit at a time. But we want to be careful, because when we're in reverse price discovery and the price goes down, it has a tendency of continuing itself further, especially if Bitcoin sells off. And if I'm not mistaken here, let's go ahead and see. Let's see how Bitcoin is behaving. Okay. I mean, obviously I know how it's behaving. It's kind of erratic, but if we compare that with this, we can see, an overall lack of connection. So there's no direct connection here, which is great. And that's something you want to try to identify at most cases, right? Because what I was assuming is that if Bitcoin was regressing and essentially retracing, which it kind of has, but it's also worked within a range, then we should expect the same from Optimus as well, or Optimism. Sorry, Optimus Prime. Yeah, I've been watching some Jerry Bruckheimer movies lately, as you can tell. Anyways, when it comes to this here, what I'm getting at is that if there is a correlation between Bitcoin, it's important to identify. We don't see a direct connection, so it's a positive thing there. But you also need to always understand that if Bitcoin sells off, which is potential, say Bitcoin goes to 29, 28, 27,000 in the immediate future, we shouldn't expect Optimism to, I'm just going to call it OP. We can't expect this coin to effectively continue to maintain its price point. It should go lower as well. All right, that's what I'm getting at. So again, good news is we shouldn't see a price point much lower, considering how much volume was introduced at this price point itself. So 70 cents should be a very strong support level. We need to anticipate the fact that we could very well see a lower price point depending on the overall sense of the market. All right. When we take a look at this Fibonacci retracement level, you can see they're pretty much working alongside each other. So both support levels that I've drawn out before, or resistance levels here, right at 105, is effectively a key level Fibonacci retracement line. So again, something to pay attention to there. 0.5 is commonly a good place in which the price will retrace. But once again, that's going to be the resistance level for us moving forward. So as we start to work our way back up, if we were to, we will see a lot of resistance here, maybe even a double test. A lot of times you'll see a cup and handle pattern form with a breakout, retested that as a support level, and it continues higher. So we're probably going to see something along those lines. It doesn't look like it wants to come much lower, but again, you can't really tell when you have this limited amount of data. There's no previous data to rely on. There's no way to compare past with present, and that's oftentimes what you're doing when it comes to analysis. So based on where we're at right here so far, what we can do is we can kind of look at some specific key indicators on shorter time frames. We can see that the MACD is trying to converge but hasn't yet, so the bears are losing control. That's a good sign. As time goes on, that'll naturally dissipate. We also can see RSI trending closer to 30. It dipped below 30, ramped right back up. So if we see another push down below 30, there's a great chance it's going to jump back up again, specifically at the price point of 70 cents. It's a support level. All right, so those are all, I would say, moderately positive things. I don't love that we're under 50 on the RSI, but once again, with this limited amount of data, it's pretty standard and par for the course, considering it's pretty much gone down ever since it hit its highest point of 165. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there. Taking a look at the 1 hour though, we want to kind of see if we are hitting an exhaustive state. And here's something to note. This is usually when you see a reversal. First of all, we saw an 8 followed by a consolidation. Don't need to worry about that. Come down to a 9. TD sequential telling us, hey, we hit a 9, we're exhausted. We can't go down any lower. Price goes sideways, gets a reset. Comes back down to another 9. Had this massive sell-off, this strong push at overtime, basically the 12th hour, pushed the price action even lower. And then once again, came up to get a reset. We got up to an 8. Now we're back down to a 2. So what that's really telling us here is that we're hitting 2 9s in a row, and the likelihood of the price going down lower from here is very low. Okay, that's generally what it's telling us. So if we can kind of understand and estimate that the price action is pretty much at an exhaustive state right now, then the likelihood of it going lower from here is pretty low. Again, what you're dealing here with is just probability. Okay. The probability of the price continuing lower from here is pretty low based on the simple sentiment that we've hit multiple exhaustive states here on the hourly. In fact, I didn't look at the 4 hour. We also hit one as well on the 4 hour. In fact, even more so. So this has been seeing some significant downtrend literally for the last 4 days straight. Okay. So, I mean, the bears have got to be exhausted. They can't sell anything more. They don't have anything left. and I would say that the buying pressure should start to increase. So again, based on the sentiment of what we have here so far with the limited data, I would say that the price action, as long as we can get a close above 85 cents today, we should expect the price to continue to work its way up to retest 95 and of course 105. Okay, so those are just generally kind of what we're looking at here. I would say that, again, a candlestick close above 85 cents today is really important. Give us some consolidation at this price point and then allow for the price to continue higher. But really at this point, it's looking like it shouldn't get much worse. Okay, how much better will it get? I wouldn't expect the price to shoot straight up. Granted, Bitcoin does very well. Say it retests 32,000 next 24 to 48 hours. We have a nice green Friday, which would be a very strange thing. But if we do have that, then we could see Optimus, OP, moving its way up, right? Again, overall, less fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market. Coins like this will start to flourish. For now, just deal with it. It's just the way it is. But again, wouldn't be a terrible consideration to maybe consider buying now and to effectively sell closer to the 90 cent range. And again, that may not seem like a lot, but I would take 90 cents. That's a 7% increase. That's pretty solid, especially if you're using leverage. Okay, so again, just be cautious and careful, of course, but generally speaking, looking pretty good here for OP to not go much lower. How much higher will it go? We need some more time to figure that out. Okay. So again, there's definitely no guarantees, but the likelihood of anything lower than 70 cents is very, very, very low right now. It's very unlikely. So I hope that made sense and I explained those things to you correctly. I try my best to always try to help you understand the why behind things, and not just drawing a line on a chart, but explaining what it does and how it's relevant. I teach this in my trading academy as well, and of course my community too. We have roundtable discussions. We just had one a couple of days ago. It's a really awesome experience to get to kind of know my community members. We have over 200 active members. Check it out in your own time. And of course, there are signals to go along with that, so you can kind of see how I structure my trades. I share every trade that I take with you. All right, once more, thank you so much for joining me here. I look forward to seeing the next video. Have a great rest of your day.